Hi, I'm Janine Cullen. All my life I've lived in Wollongong and I have a passion for the region and in particular regional development. I do have a company that's called JC The Power of One. I specialise in communications. It may be all different types of communications. It can be making corporate DVDs, I can be doing media releases, and I do a lot of different things in that area. But also I'm also a professional non-executive director on a few boards, and in particular the Port Kembla board, and that's been very interesting times. And we still do have a board, but we have sold off a lot of the port to superannuation funds, and hopefully there's a big future down there for the port. In that original column I had a lot of ideas about the future for the region, and just reading through it today, I think I was a little bit over-ambitious, but there's quite a few things that did happen. We do have a world-class university. We do have cars coming through the harbour, although we don't have the container numbers I'd suggested. We do have more hotels, which I'd hoped for at the time, and we have the Chifley and a few of the others, both 3, 4 star. I don't think we could do with another 5 star that I predicted at the time. There was quite a few predictions that I said at the time. I said that the marina is almost completed. Well, at least it's been started, and even though it was only this year. I suggested that Shoalhaven would stop complaining that Wollongong was his big ugly sister, and I don't think I've heard too much of that around. I think Shoalhaven's going quite well. One of the main concepts that I had at the time was that we'd all work together. I still hear a lot of times people saying Newcastle works together and gets a lot of things happening, and that Illawarra can't get its act together. I don't think that's totally the truth. I think that there's quite a few different groups that have, probably too many groups, and they do try to work together, but ultimately it's down to politics, and unfortunately we don't get a lot of things in this city because we're not a swinging seat. It is a fact of life, and we do get a lot of things. I'm not totally complaining. I think that our local politicians do the best for us that they can, but there are areas that get a lot more than us when they're more of a swinging seat. One of the things that I said at the time is that we just got the green light for the maglev, the very fast train to Sydney. Oh, I wish. I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime, my children's lifetime, or my grandchildren's. There may be a fast train in Australia, but I don't think it'll be coming through Wollongong, which is such a shame for at the moment, the 20,000 people that have to travel to Sydney and what it'd mean for tourism, but I can't see it happening. I think that when I was in Europe recently, we were on the fast trains, we went through France, I've been through China's fast train, and they just are absolutely brilliant and get you from, they're so fast instead of a plane and an airport. And I think that in the long term, it really would be great for Australia, and I hope that we do get one in the future. The other things that I hope for this region is that we really can turn our image around, and I don't know how many years I've been saying that. I still get people feeling sorry for me because I come from Wollongong, and I think it's the most beautiful region in the world, and I really think that people would love to live here, and they move out to Sydney's western suburbs, which is just as far. So it's just beyond me to understand when we've got great schools, great universities, and a great lifestyle down here. I'm a little bit shattered at the moment because we were the next to come, so I'm thinking of, we are in that, they've actually started digging around here. So I'm not quite sure whether they're going to go bang, but I think the NBN is just so vital, and I'm just really hoping that the coalition has a change of heart. I think putting in the NBN broadband with that still using copper to the houses is not going to speed up the process. And we're so far behind other countries. It's laughable how far we are behind other countries. So I'm hoping that common sense will prevail, but as you can see from 2002, I've always been a bit of an optimist. Look, my business very much is involved with industry. I work with BlueScope, BHP Billiton, Gujarat. I work with a lot of companies in this region, and I think I can see better times ahead for some of them. Seems to be a bit of a hope that this future is going to be okay, whether it's the drop in the dollar at the moment and whether that's going to be sustainable. But I can see some improvement at the moment. It's been very tough times for industry and manufacturing. I work for a company called Maintech. I'm doing their corporate DVDs at the moment. We're working in Queensland, Western Australia. They're pooling the resources of about 4 or 5 small manufacturing companies. And just in Queensland alone, there was over 120 Wollongong people fly in, fly out. And that's good jobs and good money. My philosophy in business is pretty much that my role can be to help communications. Whether it be a large multinational or whether it be a small company. I do a lot of work for Illawarra Diggers, a very small nursing home up here in Corrimal. And the whole idea is to actually get the message to the people, and that's what I hope to specialise in. And I think that people have to communicate clearly. They have to use the online resources we have at the moment, which is so important. We have to have newsletters, we have to have still, make sure you put out your media releases. Don't hide behind things, because then if something goes wrong, people have never heard of you until something goes wrong. So I say to people, get out there, tell the good news stories. And that's the key to successful communications, and make your employees ambassadors and proud of your company. I can't believe you want me to predict the next 10 years. I guess I was half right. I think the things that I would like or what I believe will happen, but let me say what I believe might happen, is that it's really important we get the Wollongong-Barton rail link. It's so important. Our port is probably the key to our future. Now that it's been sold to a company that actually has unlimited funds, huge superannuation companies and overseas investment, I really see the port as one of the most amazing jobs growth areas that we have. We've got a new Cement Australia just setting up now at the moment, which is going to employ many people. It's going to be the largest cement grinding mill in the Southern Hemisphere. We've got so much more opportunity. Coal is going a lot better now with its lower price for the American dollar. We've got a lot of future out there, and the steelworks, even though it may not be in the form it is, there's a lot of land out there, and a lot of land, surplus land that BlueScope has, that we could actually build a lot of industry around the port. It's a beautiful, magnificent port, a deep water port, and it's an opportunity for a lot of companies to be able to take their wares across the world. I think it'd be good if the region had a few more man-made attractions. We have quite good ones. We have Jamboree, we have the water park down there, we have the Science Centre, we have Haas. I think that historical aircraft place is really going to attract a lot of tourists, and already does once a year, and that could grow bigger and bigger. I'd like to see an upgrade of the airport while I'm at it, so we'll throw that in as well. It'd be great to see that people commuting through Albion Park, but at the moment it's not quite feasible, so you would need a bigger upgrade out there. I think that we could have I think this has got potential unlimited. We can't just rely on our beaches. It's not all we are, we're a lot more than that, but we've just got such a beautiful place between the mountains and the sea that I think that this is a great place to be for the future, for our future generations.